go, say 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 go. Spell it out, WAZZU. We all bleed crimson and we bleed gray too. Say go, say go, say go, say go, say go, say go, say go. Now isn't it great?
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening to another special edition, Coug edition, week 3. Heading into week 3. Recap of week 2. We got Joey Hollenbeck on the mic.
Go Cougs.
Former Coug player, played offense and defense. First two freshmen since 1978.
And Fishman. Yeah.
Number 66
On the field.
but number 1 in our hearts.
That's right.
And we are going to do a quick recap of the. It was a good game.
Oh, it makes me mad.
It was a good game. It was a great first half. Well, let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Okay, let's get into it.
What was your overall thought before the game started? Nervousness? Excited? Didn't know what to expect.
We were looking to see if we were going to get 2 sacks, maybe 3 sacks. We were looking to see how
the run, like we talked about.
We're going to stop the run. How was Wazoo going to do? Were they going to run the ball? Was Delora going to ball out again? Was he going to throw dimes? A lot of questions. Oregon State, we didn't have a huge look except for the fact that we looked prepared. Now let's go against a number 11th in the country.
They should be about 26 right now after Cougs beat them. Should have beat them.
We could rewrite history and say that they won.
They didn't.
They won.
The fact of the matter is, they won the first half.
They did.
And then
they did.
Then,
yes.
Pardon my French, shit the bed the second half. We had them right where we wanted them all the way through. Then they go down all the way through the first half. We dominated them. 3 turnovers. Go ahead.
No, you keep going.
No, you. Go.
Okay. Let's walk through it real quick, okay?
Walk. Final score, 43-29 Oregon.
That way to walk through it.
That was the final score.
That was a great journey all the way to the final score. Let's walk through it first. First quarter, one of the things that is, to me, one of the keys to Oregon's win was that it was in the first quarter, Oregon went for the 4th and 2 conversion, and they got it. And that right there led to a TD, and that's where it went 7-zip, starting Oregon out. Sucks that they couldn't stop the 4th and 2. They ran the option on them, and they got the first down. But then Wazoo came back. Big runs by McIntosh.
Wait, real quick. Yeah. That drive was a 92-yard run on that first go-around. I was a little nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they go for it on 4th and 2, get it like you said.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing that freaked me out the most is on that first drive when they scored, do you remember the ball that he threw and 2 guys had it in their hands and we couldn't catch it?
Yes.
For an interception?
Yeah. For INT. But it wasn't like we didn't get good turnovers. We'll get that in a second.
Right.
We bounced back. Wazoo bounced back. Big runs by McIntosh. Capped it off with a bacon. Bringing home the bacon TD that could have gone the other way.
You talking about Chris P?
Crispy bacon. Love it.
Dude, that guy he came through a little bit.
But then Cougs go for 2.
I don't know why they did that.
I think there was an offside. I think there was it shrunk it down. They were going to kick a field goal, and then there was some sort of like offsides, so then it shrunk it down, and then that's why they went for 2. It was a week ago that I'm trying to remember this.
No, I don't. I remember. I just still remember thinking like, why are we going for 2?
Yeah.
I didn't see any offside. Maybe, possibly, I guess,
but then they went for 2, making it 7-6, and you're already going to yourself, ooh.
Yeah, like we just left points on the board.
Right. But then what happens? Hector. Activate Hector.
You know the story behind that kid?
I want to hear it.
I did some research on him after his 3rd.
Spoiler alert. 3rd takeaway?
Yeah. Then he had 2 fumbles, got the 2 fumbles, and then he had a pick, right?
Yeah.
So I started doing some research on the kid. Went to Eastside Catholic from here. Had a scholarship to go to Stanford. Had a scholarship to go to Stanford.
Set.
Yep.
Okay.
Got into, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. He didn't do anything with it, but was involved in what the situation was. Even though he got no charges against him or anything, Stanford drops him. He walks on at Wazoo. He's starting for Wazoo.
And he's already
Walk on, though.
that's huge.
Yeah,
Huge
for sure.
Huge steal for Wazoo defense. He gets a touchdown. Sorry, he gets a turnover. He picks up the fumble. Then huge passes coming from Delora, TD to end the first quarter.
Hold on. Almost end the first quarter.
You're right.
This is what threw me off.
Yeah, there we go.
Why? I mean, I get it to an extent, but we're already up at this point.
Yeah.
We don't get the ball back, and they get the ball after half.
No, we're
right?
talking
I know.
first quarter.
I know.
First quarter.
I know. First quarter. End of first quarter. 48 seconds left in the game. What do? Kick an onside.
We did?
Yeah.
But the thing happened.
It was a failed on. I mean, we kicked
that's
it.
right.
We kicked it onside. Oregon gets it, and then 2 plays later, Hector out of
Boom.
nowhere. Boom.
INT.
So technically,
Yes.
we did get the.
I think it was like 12 seconds ago. Hector gets it. We do nothing with it. We end up punting. I want to say. I don't think we get a field goal out of it. Nothing. Nothing happens. I think we punted 4 times on the day. That was one of the times we punted. Hector then though comes up big again. Fumble recovery. Then McIntosh starts running wild again. Field goal to make it 16-7. Okay? 16-7.
16-7 is a real nice feeling.
Feels good.
On Oregon.
Yeah. Field goal, 16-7. Then Oregon they kind of turned on a little bit, pass. But wait, we get another field goal, 19-7. We've got like 36 seconds heading into the first half. Wazoo has dominated defense and offense, and they kick it.
But
With 34 seconds.
literally, listen to this. Before that, though,
Yeah.
on that drive that Wazoo took on there, right there, it was literally a near perfect drive. They literally took 6 minutes and 19 seconds off the clock before they kicked a 49-yard field goal.
Crushed it. For a field goal kicker in college,
No question.
kicking a 49, he's getting drafted in the first round, first pick.
So check this out. We're up 19-7 with no time basically left.
All the momentum in the world in Wazoo's favor.
No question. Going into halftime, okay, Oregon gets the ball back after halftime. What happens with the 34 seconds?
So here we go. We kick it. Nice return, probably about a 39.
40 yard return.
Another pass by what's his name? Oregon quarterback.
Shaw?
Yeah, Shaw. And then, which sets up a
57-yard pass completion.
Yeah. Beat the guy.
On the first play, then what do? Give it to their running back, Verdell, and he hits a 3-yard TD.
Yeah.
Right before half, which brings the score 14-19.
19-14, and they stole the momentum and actually probably swung it their way a bit. Now, what are you thinking? You're a former college player.
Yep.
You're feeling great. You're sitting by Hector. You're high-fiving him. You're dapping him. You're loving life.
Right.
You are the Hector.
Yeah, I am the Hector.
You are the Hector.
No, I wasn't.
So
Hector's the Hector.
But then they come back and they score. What are your thoughts going in to that halftime? Do you feel like the wind's been knocked out of your sails just a little bit? Do you feel like, we still got a lead on them?
So watching it, I was like, okay, but that's scary because I just watched what they did in 30 seconds and 2 or 3 plays. They just came down and scored. Now they're getting the ball back and, right after half. Technically, if they can do what they just did again, we're down. Although my thought process was this: they're going to go in at half. Obviously, coaches, everybody's going to be a little fired up that just happened. Okay, now they're going to fix a few things, focus in on the things that were kind of hitting us and crushing us a little bit. Now we're going to put our foot on their throat and slam down and just keep ripping. Not the case.
Not the case. Once again, in the third quarter, Oregon had a 4th and 1 conversion. They were 2-2 on the day for 4th down conversions. I think the Cougs were 0-1 possibly on 4th down conversions, but a couple things happened in the third quarter. There was a lot of pressure on Delora. They were focused on getting at Delora. causing pressure. He was throwing balls a little higher than usual. I don't think he threw an interception, but he was just off a little bit more, and they were able to contain McIntosh a little bit more too.
I mean, they came out after half, go 5 plays, score the TD, go like 68 yards, score the touchdown right after half, puts them at 21.
Right.
We're at 19 now.
By a big run, by a guy with a great first name. I don't like Oregon at all. Okay, not a Duck fan. Travis Dye, great first name. I have to go with that. He was running all over the place, like you said, 21-19. Also another a huge run by the quarterback Shaw for Oregon as well.
So at this point, I'm
21,
not happy.
19,
not happy,
heading
but we're
into the
down
fourth
by
quarter.
3. We're
Not a
okay.
huge thing.
We're okay. What does Oregon do? Stop us. Go drive down again.
Yep.
Setting up for
Johnny
the field
Johnson.
goal. Setting up for the field goal. What happens? Missed
it.
Boom. Pumped.
Hey,
momentum
feeling
shift.
good again.
Momentum shift.
Yeah.
Right? Think the Cougars are going to come back and get another one, get it going.
Nope. TD by Johnny Johnson. Oregon gets it. Wazoo comes out again, swinging big passes everywhere. Field goal by Wazoo, making it 28-22. And you're thinking, okay, we can do it. 7 minutes left. I think we got this. And wasn't 7 minutes left. Sorry. But then another huge big Oregon pass. TD by Travis Dye again. Great first name. They go for a 2-point conversion. They get it 36-22. And at this point, you're like, okay, not bad. Think of this as regular points.
Yeah.
They're up like 6-4 right now in a sense, or 5-3. Mm-hmm. We can come back. We can get this.
Here's a fun fact for you.
I love fun facts.
You ready for this?
I'm all about fun facts.
The Cougs gained 20 yards over 2 drives in the half. Oregon had 204 yards of offense in that half.
Yeah. Yeah, I got the end stats. We're getting there.
We couldn't do it.
I'm telling you, we're almost there. 7 minutes left. Bell, great. Bell was a great wide receiver for
there was a couple. Go on.
making big moves.
How about the one where his foot was in and they didn't give it to him?
McIntosh gets another TD. So we're feeling good. We're feeling great. 4 minutes left. Then Travis Dye shows up, had a game. Nail in the coffin, 43-29. It's just like, it was such a, if you just happen to just look at the box score, or not even that, just like, the ticker on the bottom of ESPN or whatever, Oregon 43, Wazoo 29, you're thinking to yourself, oh man, blowout the whole time. It was a game the whole friggin' time.
I don't know. There's a couple things. First off, Pac-12 refs suck. It was unbelievable. Like a couple of the calls, like the different, like the one where I think it was Bell had literally came down, had his toes and bounced and kicked his heel over.
Yeah,
you could see it, and they didn't give it to him.
Yeah, no, I don't know who's got money on what, but it's a late game. You got East Coast people probably not even watching it, right?
Right.
Here's the hugest stat that I'd have to say besides the fourth down conversions, 2 for 2. One led to a TD. One just is a momentum killer. 582 total yards Oregon put on Wazoo defense. 582.
That all came in the second half too. They put some numbers up in the first half, but defense looked like they just went to sleep in the second half. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, we had good pass rush. We were stopping the run. Granted, you watched the game. The camera guy couldn't even keep up with who the hell had the ball half the time. So I don't fault the defense that much. But at the same time, like, they've studied film on them for how long? Like, they should be able to. I don't know. I get the little trick dick stuff that they were doing, but I don't know.
QB had 312. Oregon QB Showers, whatever his name is, 312 yards, 4 touchdowns. Delora, 321, actually had more yards, just 2 TDs. Wazoo put up against the Oregon, against the 11th ranked team, though. Again, think about this. Wazoo put up 421 yards. That's a lot of yards to put up as well.
Yeah, so what did Oregon do? 520?
Yeah.
We were almost there.
Well, 582.
Well, same thing.
Oregon, let's see, 2-2, fourth down, first quarter, third quarter. Yeah, that was a killer. McIntosh, though, believe it or not, I was surprised by this stat. Only 92 yards. I felt that guy was running all over the place.
One thing that was like threw me off a little bit, which you normally see, you see like a play develop and the quarterback gets the ball and instantly gives it to the running back and he's gone. Right? Boom, hits the hole. It seemed super like.
He would run
slow played, right?
Yeah,
I was like, oh, this guy's going to get blown up. And then he would come out of nowhere and catch 20 yards or 15 or 29
He'd
or whatever.
actually kind of run back just like maybe 1 or 2 yards. Like kind of do like this like sweep move and then just whoom.
Yeah, it was
like
weird. It was super slow played, which I give him credit. Like that is a hard discipline to have when you got guys coming at you, you know? And so the thought process behind that is to slow play it, let the hole open and go, which he's got patience, that's for sure. But it was freaking me out. I was like, this guy's going to get blown up. Why are they going so slow?
He was fast.
He is, but
making the cuts.
But it developed itself super slow. It seemed like at the very,
agreed,
from the snap to get it into his hands.
And you got Delora throwing it to Bell. 10 receptions for Bell. Should have been 11. 158 yards. 1 touchdown, 158 yards. He's found his receiver, which that chemistry is beautiful.
It is. You know, the Delora, like you saw him. Did you focus on the play where they pitched it out one time and Delora went out there as like the lead blocker?
Oh, yes,
and dove into
with
it.
McIntosh, he was like in the third quarter. Yeah,
I was frustrated a little bit on a few things with Delora. To see him do that, props. Obviously, be safe. Don't want to get hurt doing something like that.
Right.
Next thing, when you got the ball in your hand and you're running and scrambling and you're going for the first down and you slide, when you could have dove or done something a little differently and got the extra yard, but you're going to play lead blocker. I get he's young. I get a few, he's still learning some stuff. I like the tenacity. I like him getting out there as being a blocker, being a body out there. I'm just saying, like when he's in space and he's got one guy to dodge or whatever that looks like, get that extra yard. If you're going to play lead blocker, go get it.
Agreed. The other thing I didn't like was in the fourth quarter, Wazoo marching down, 3rd and 7 in the red zone, throws it like a 3-yard short pass. Boom, they get stopped, kick a field goal. That's when you need to be getting in, at least past the first down, throwing it past the first down. It wasn't like he was getting pressured. It wasn't like he just kind of like saw a guy running out and boom, kind of hit him on the way out.
But I think those are little things that he will see in film. And he'll get better upon each week. And as the years go on, we'll see him get a lot better at that, I think.
And before we get into the next week against Stanford, Hector, I had to look him up. I'm like, Hector.
That's what I did.
I had to look up how many tackles. I'm like, this guy's my creative player on a Madden football game. This guy's getting interceptions and fumble recoveries. And I'm like, he's got to have at least 10 tackles. 2 tackles. 2 tackles, not huge, but he was a big contributor. Jahad Woods led Wazoo. 10 tackles.
Linebacker.
Our only sack.
Yeah.
Our only sack of the whole game. And we were kind of wondering, hey, what was the sack? 2 or 3? We got 1.
It's all right.
But was it Stanford that played Oregon?
Oregon week 1.
Yeah, and so they didn't get 1 sack. So we got 1 sack, which leads us, unless you have more on this last game you want to talk about.
Well, just to touch upon what you said about Hector, like, yeah, maybe only 2 tackles, but his like hustle game was all over. I mean, he's all over the field. He was there every time the ball popped out. Obviously got the pick. That's what they say, kids. When stay in the film, things happen.
Now, as
hustle downfield.
As depressing as going 1-1, still 3rd right now, and not last place as they were picked, looking phenomenal against an 11th ranked team.
I think teams are starting to realize a little bit that like Wazoo might be a little bit of the real deal.
And they're going to be the real deal going forward as well.
Talk to me about this. What's the mullet color going to be this week?
I hope it's a Thanksgiving themed mullet. I hope a little cranberry, a little white in there for the mashed potatoes.
Sure.
There you go.
Okay.
A little green for the green bean casserole. Heading into this week, week 3, Cougars are going up against Stanford. 7:30 game on a Saturday. Fox
I thought
Sports
it was
1.
At 8.
I don't know if it got flexed. I saw 7:30. Could be at 8.
Originally, 2 weeks ago, they said 8, but maybe they flexed it a little bit.
Stanford QB Davis last week, 377 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions
Against
Colorado. I want to say, I think they played Colorado, who's 0-6, like the last place.
Okay.
So they're turds, anyways.
0-2, you mean? 0-6.
I mean 0-2,
they
0-2,
been
6
playing
plays. Playing some high schools.
Okay.
Huge thing that I didn't know about Stanford for this. Davis, the quarterback, 31 for 56 last game, so heavy pass. He was also the leading rusher with 6 rushes.
Really?
But the other running back, nine attempts. They're throw heavy. He was a leading rusher with 36 yards. Crazy.
That's it?
And a TD. Yes.
So they're going air raid, basically.
Yes. I think so. You get depressed when you lose. You're like, crap, that sucks. Man, that's a bummer. It was a closer game than what the actual score looked like. And then I'm like, oh, baby. What do you want coming off of a loss?
Stanford.
Oh, you want Stanford. You want to run all over them. You want to just absolutely dominate.
Can't think like that, though, Trav.
Why not?
I mean, that's the thought process. That's what you want to do. But you never know. Stanford always plays Wazoo tough.
Not now.
Not now, huh?
Not in this one.
Okay.
I think now the
Predict it for me.
cornerbacks in this last game with Oregon kind of got exposed a little bit because they got hit with some deep passes, pretty beat bad. If you do have an air raid like Stanford, I'm telling you, that could be on your, all right, we got to watch some film and kind of figure out some things real quick, make some adjustments. What are we doing? How's the communication out there between the safeties and the cornerbacks and who's got who's back? But
Have we agreed?
Thank you.
Agreed.
Thank you.
Have we figured out what the hell's wrong with Borgie yet?
I have no clue.
I'll tell you what, McIntosh is coming out of nowhere. But I'm excited when Borgie comes back. Do we have the dual head dragon in the run game all of a sudden?
I think so.
Call it thunder and lightning, if you will.
If you guys could get this trending with Borgie and McIntosh as thunder and lightning, love it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. My prediction is that I think Wazoo is going to easily handle Stanford. I know that I hate having too much confidence, but we're playing an 0-2 team that maybe they have something to prove. But we just played.
Didn't they just beat Colorado?
Oh, did I say that? Maybe you're right.
1-1. They're like us.
They're 1-1. Let me just double check all this.
Here, go check this out.
You can do that. I'm going to research this.
I'm telling you this. I'm thinking that I don't think we're going to blow out any team necessarily this year. The reason why is we're young, and we've seen it in the last 2 games. Or they gave Oregon State a chance to come back too, and they didn't. We were able to hold them, but like they got to figure out how to keep the foot on the pedal and not let up, because if they do, we're going to lose games.
I'm completely wrong, and everyone's going to laugh at what I said earlier. Sorry, Colorado first place. They're 2-0.
Oh, you said dead last. Cool.
So we got any Colorado people out there. Very sorry.
Hey, we're pretty good at recapping this stuff.
Hey, we did the best we can. Okay, you Michael Jordan missed more buzzer beaters than he made. Okay, sorry. People are still human. Okay. Anyway, Stanford 0-2, 6th. So they are.
So you were right with what you're saying.
So I think that
You
they're
just had
gonna.
a flip-flop.
I was just an idiot. They're
What
gonna.
was the final score on that?
35-32. You think, oh, Stanford had kept it close. Colorado was in the lead the entire game. Stanford
Started to make some moves.
So
So that's what I'm saying with Wazoo. I'm predicting Wazoo wins 31-24, and it's a game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I don't think Stanford's going to hang with them all that tight the whole game, but I think that they're similar to what happened right there. I think it's going to be similar to that. 31-24 Wazoo, my prediction.
My prediction. I'm telling you, I'm so hyped right now, and the way Hector was playing some defense and I think it's going to be turnover city. Wazoo is going to get at least 4 takeaways.
Hector?
Hector, maybe 2 of them. But I'm telling you, overall, they're just going to be swarming defense. They're going to try to air it on Wazoo. Wazoo's going to just pick them, bat, bat, bat. I think it's going to be an absolute barn burner. I'm going 56. I'm going huge, baby. I'm going 56 to like teens. I'll go 56-17.
I think that if that were to happen, that would be a phenomenal for Wazoo's mental, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's tough to see what they've done in the last 2 weeks. Like I said, against Oregon State, against the Beavers, they had them. They let them come back in, and then they were able to capitalize. Last week with Oregon, same thing. They had them, and then they didn't do shit the second half of the second half.
And it wasn't like they couged it. It wasn't a couged it thing. Don't punch.
No, they played hard.
They played great. It's just that last play of the first half, or the last like drive of Oregon,
the last 30 seconds of the first half.
That sucks. That sucks. Squib kick that thing, make him run around, try to get it, slow him down a little bit, boot it out of the end zone. I don't care. Do what you can do. All right, so real quick, just to recap the stats from last week for Stanford, because this is why I think it's going to be 56-17. We're going to wrap it up soon as well. But Stanford running, they had Austin Jones, 9 attempts, 9 yards, 1 touchdown. Nathaniel Pete, running back, 5 attempts, 21 yards. They had 1 attempt by somebody, -6 yards. They also had good old Davis Mills, the quarterback. Davis Mills, 36 yards. I think we're gonna crush them. We don't even have to stop a run. We just got to focus on just the passing game.
I think they'll do well. I do think they'll do well, but understand they just played. I mean, they played Oregon pretty good too. So
yes,
so
huge.
I'm just thinking like
56-17. Yeah, you agree with me?
Yeah, but I'm just saying like the Buffs must be pretty good too. Colorado must be fairly good to be 2-0 and whatever. I mean, I just think I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
We'll see. Time will tell. But I will tell you this. I don't want to look too far ahead. But
Apple Cup's the week after.
Apple Cup is the week after. Send us your best Apple Cup jokes.
Send us your best Apple Cup jokes.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Get your Apple Cup jokes coming in. And
on both sides?
Yeah, both sides. It's fine.
I'll just happen to play the Husky guy. I didn't just hang a Sunny Six Killer poster in the pod room.
It's all right. I got a Ryan Leaf one I'm going to put up.
Everyone, thanks for listening. Go Cougs!
Go Cougs!
Say Cougs, say go, say Cougs. Spell it out, WAZZU. We all bleed crimson and we bleed gray too. Say go, say Cougs, say go, say Cougs. Now isn't it great?